Here's the other thing you got to remember. Are you going to be covered when you have the fire? I love your story, though. Bruce Sellery's here to talk about insurance.
Yeah, insurance.
Insurance, yeah.
Covered.
He's got you covered.
What a beautiful segue.
Do you like that?
I love that.
That was all the producer.
I thought you were going to use the beer to segue to insurance, but instead
oh, see, I could have done that too.
Could have done that.
Should have talked to you
time.
first. So let's talk about insurance. A lot of people think insurance and, you know.
I know.
It can be a little long and boring and intricate and blah, blah, blah.
Yeah, here it is. Insurance is not interesting, not interesting, not interesting, not interesting. Something happens, really interesting.
Right.
Really interesting.
Because that's
really
when you
relevant.
need it. That's when you wish you had put the thought into your coverage.
Yeah.
It's
we have a little
important.
tiny cottage.
Yes.
We did a lovely little reno this fall.
Nice.
Beautiful. It's perfect. We put it to bed for the winter. The neighbor calls the 1st of December.
Yeah.
An 80-foot tree has fallen on your cottage. We had just done this work. Interesting suddenly, or insurance suddenly became very interesting to me.
That's right.
So it's, I mean, insurance boring. It really, but it makes a huge, enormous difference. And I think I want to start by saying my view of insurance is that it is intended to protect against calamity.
Right.
And that's important because I'm an enormous fan of life insurance for anyone with children. I am not a fan of balance protection on your credit card. For example, insurance has a cost, and so you need to balance the cost benefit, and there are some that pay out and some that don't.
Okay, so the different kinds of insurance that you need to start thinking about. You already mentioned if you've got kids, you need the life insurance.
You need the life insurance. Now, do you know that that to me is like the law of gravity? It is not even, there's no conversation to be had here.
Right.
If you have children, you need life insurance. And not everybody has it, or they haven't checked. Maybe they got it before they have kids or before they got married. We don't know. So it's important to check. And the amount of coverage that you have is really just to continue on in the manner in which you were living earlier. This is not a lottery win.
Okay.
So sometimes people are like, we're insured for $5 million. Like, why? Because you're going to be dead, and then who cares? Right? So it's not, we don't want your kids living like Paris Hilton when you're no longer there. You want them to be, you know, able to be
responsible about it and just get the coverage you need, because otherwise your premiums are going to be crazy. And for your living years, you're going to be paying through the nose.
Which
so
is
make
why
it so that it makes sense for you.
Also, don't think you should insure your kids.
Yes,
and
I get that.
And don't insure retired people or parents.
Right.
Because it's, again, it's to protect against calamity. Now, there's a big difference in the cost between term insurance and permanent or whole life. And that second category has an investment component. I keep the two separate. I invest in a way that's going to make sense for investments, and then I insure in a way that is term insurance, pure insurance. It's the cheapest, it's the simplest.
Okay, now the other thing is you can do a combination of two.
You can. Too complicated for me.
It does get complicated. We just went through this whole thing with our insurance broker, and oh my gosh. I know more about insurance than anyone should know. Like, they take you through it, you got to do a huge health test. So this is a good reason to quit smoking now. Way lower premiums, right? And they even talk about the fact that maybe you want to scale back on your insurance after your kids have hit a certain age, because then they're going to be sort of okay on their own. So it's the sort of thing that you can keep checking in and changing as it moves with your life.
Absolutely.
It evolves, right?
The other one that people don't talk a lot about is disability insurance.
Yeah, that's true.
And if you work for a big company, you might have a great bit of coverage. If you work for a company that doesn't have coverage, or you're an entrepreneur, it's really important to think about it. And, you know, I work for myself, so I had to go in and figure out disability insurance. It's not an insignificant amount of money just to get that income replacement, but it is important for our family to know that if I'm on disability for a year or 2 years or whatever it is, that we've got cash coming in to pay the mortgage. It's important.
Absolutely. Okay, so we talked about where you start. We talked about how much you need to put down and disability insurance. Let's talk a little bit about home insurance, because isn't that the sort of thing you have to have?
Most lenders will require it, not everybody. So it's not like the law, like car insurance, but most lenders will require you to have it. So you'll get it. What may surprise you, Money Sense just did a piece on this, is some of the things that are covered that you wouldn't have thought of. So your kid goes away to university, there's a kegger on the floor in residence.
Always.
And the, of course, I mean, there should be a kegger. Someone trashes her laptop.
Uh-oh.
It may be covered. It also, the bike that she was riding on campus may be covered. So there's a lot of interesting things that might be covered that might be worth you calling your broker about. Now, if the deductible might be prohibitive, it might not make sense for you to do that, but it's worth knowing. There was also one that Money Saints came up with, which was a bride was getting married at a golf course.
Okay.
She got hit by the golf ball.
Oh, no.
Yeah, I know. Isn't that horrible? No. So they had to delay the whole wedding, and that particular incident was covered under this particular policy.
Really?
I know.
That's covered under her home insurance?
It was covered under her home insurance.
Holy,
I don't even know
read the
how.
small print.
I know. Or
that's
wear a helmet.
That's embarrassing.
My little sister.
I'd be so
yeah, someone didn't yell
no.
She was busy saying I do, and she should have been saying for.
I'd get married anyways. I don't care.
Would you?
Oh my God, it's too embarrassing.
Even if there was like drool coming out of your mouth, you're like,
take me down the aisle.
I don't know if it would be legal.
I don't know. Maybe not.
Yeah.
I don't know.
We shouldn't joke. We should joke.
Poor her, but she got coverage, so it's okay. Are there ways you can save some money?
There are, and I would ask. This is the thing where people feel like they should know. I'd ask your broker, how can I save money?
Yeah.
And there are things like on home insurance, if your home is brand new, it's less likely to have an electrical fire if the wiring was installed yesterday.
Yeah.
If you're mortgage free already, if you're mature. I love how they use the word mature.
I know.
If you're mature, you'll get a mature discount or an affinity discount. So sometimes your company or CAA or a union affiliation would give you a discount. I do want to talk briefly about car insurance.
Let's talk about car insurance.
Because I'm about to do something that I'm a little...
You're going to tell us don't get it?
You know, you have to have it. You know what I'm going to do? I'm installing one of those monitors in my car.
And what did the monitors do?
They track your driving.
Oh my gosh,
I know,
brave.
I'm a little nervous. I'm a little nervous about it, that my broker was telling me about it, and I was like, can I take this out? And he said, you can take it out at any time.
Okay.
But here are the benefits, twofold. One, I could save between 20 and 40% per year. It's only in for 6 months and then it's out. It's not in forever.
Oh, that's good.
And secondly, I think it's gonna make me a more conscious driver.
I'm
a pretty good driver, but I've also been reassured that my rate won't go up if it's discovered that I'm a terrible driver. I'm the worst driver in Canada.
Right.
They won't take my rate up. So I'm going to have it installed. I'm going to try it. It's mostly things like, do you accelerate or decelerate super fast, which I don't think I do. So I'm going to do that. I'll tell you how it goes. It's called telematics. I'm a little nervous, but hey, this is my world, personal finance, so I got to get out there and try stuff.
I love that you're doing that. And did you do that? Did you hook that up through your insurance broker?
Yeah.
So
we
can ask them if we want to get that sort of thing done.
Yeah.
Okay. Woohoo! Tell me how that goes.
I know.
All right. So as you mentioned, all of the information has been in Money Sense magazine. Amazing information in here. Our entire audience is going to get to take this home. Rich at any age. Yes, please. Yes. Let's go to break. We got